All right, you guys, hello, welcome back. We're going to fill in Dopey, and we're going to use oil pastels. Oil pastels feel like a crayon. They draw like a crayon, but they're really wonderful because they like to layer. The other thing you can do with them, if you choose to, is you can use baby oil and a Q-tip. If you put baby oil in a container, dip your Q-tip in it, and rub the oil, you will make it kind of like an oil paint. So that's a really cool thing too. We do that at some of our lessons. We're not doing it for this one, but it is something that you could always do. All right, so what we want to do is start off with a flesh color. You can use regular orange or the peach. I like to do it very softly because then you can add darker after. It's really hard to take away. So I'm going to fill them in. All of the face. And then what I'm going to do, I'm only going to fill in part of him right now. I'm going to use my brown. And with that brown, I'm going to add some highlights and some shadows. So let's pretend the rest is filled in. I'm going to switch to my brown. And I'm going to come up to the ear and I'm going to just draw in a couple times where that brown needs to go. Now you notice I just used my fingers to blend it in. You can blend these in. The only thing is it's going to give you greasy fingers. So you'll want to use Dawn detergent is really good. Or use a Q-tip. So I have that area, and I'm going to want a little bit of dark under the hat. And I would do this all the way up and around. And then we're going to use a Q-tip to blend it in. Now if you don't have Q-tips at home, that's totally fine. You can use napkins. You can use, like I said, you could use Q-tips. You could use your fingertips. You could use whatever you want to blend these. So I'm going to come in here and press down while I blend. Now let me show you what it's like with a Q-tip. I like Q-tips, you have a little bit more control. That's personal preference. The more you go over it, the more it becomes a blend. And it looks pretty cool. All right. So now I have this area right here that I want to make kind of rosy because it's his cheeks. So I'm going to take my red, I'm going to gently outline it. I don't want to press hard. I'm going to use the back side of my Q-tip. Start blending it in. So now that I've done my outer area, I'm going to start bringing it in. All right, so I think I need a little bit more red in there. So I'm going to just toss in super softly some more red. I'm going to blend it in. There you go, that looks better. That looks like a rosy cheek now. So I'm going to finish the cream or the flesh color. I'll do this part, the mouth and the neck. But I won't do my shading yet. I just want to fill in the basic orange right now, and I'll continue the lesson with you. So go ahead and pause the video, fill in the flesh color, and we'll get back together. Okay, so I have the basic in, drawn. So now I'm going to take my brown once again, do the rest of the head, the ear. I'm not going to do the nose. I want it rosy as well. I'll do the chin and the neck. For the cheeks, I take my red, I do my rosy, gently across. Same thing with the nose. Okay, so now let's blend. Dark into light. We're just going to keep on blending, keeping the red out of the dark areas and the dark out of the red areas. You don't really want to cross these colors too much because you don't want them to look like he's sunburnt. And I'm going to come up here and start blending. I'm pressing really hard. You notice my Q-tip's about to break on me. Fill it in and start blending. I'll flip it over for my cheeks. Nose. Now I'm going to do my chin. Now if I'm going too fast for you, please pause the video. What you are trying to do is get rid of all of the white areas of your flesh. You don't want any white showing. Your skin doesn't have any white specks showing. Why should your picture? All right, so let's go ahead and start on the hat. The hat is a purple, and we're going to use black outlines. So grab your purple, go ahead and fill it. It doesn't have to be filled in completely, but it does need to be filled in neatly. There's a big difference. The lighter you fill it in, the less you'll have to spread out. All right, so I'm going to go all the way around. Okay, now I'm going to do a second layer, but I'm going to turn my paper. That way I can put a second layer cross hatching it, and that will give you more oil pastel to blend. Time for black. Oh, that would be blue. Sorry. That's a real problem with oil pastels. Their pigments are so similar that black looks blue and blue looks purple. And in actuality, this is not a black either, but I kind of like it, so I'm going to go with it. This is just a dark blue. So I have that done there. I want to do this area here. I'm going to fill it in. Double it, 2 layers. Whatever color you outline the top, which is supposed to be a black, go ahead and outline this. And get your Q-tip or your tissue and start blending. I'm going to do the tissue so you can see it. Just going to rub it in. Just the basic areas, and then I'm going to go in with the Q-tip. So I can really blend in. I really like oil pastels. You get a very unique look with them. It's far better than crayon. Even though it feels the same, crayons are made out of wax. Oil pastels are made out of oil. Duh. So Wax does not like wax. It will not layer over itself very well. But oil doesn't mind oil. So you can layer them. You could put purple over red, over green, over yellow. You can just keep layering color after color. All right, so his neck is, or his outfit is just green. Everything is green except for his shoes, which are brown. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the brown. I'm going to fill in his shoes just so I don't fill them in as the green. So there's shoe and shoe. Why didn't I color these two? Because that's his dress. You know, he's wearing this, well, it's a robe dress, and we don't want that. I'm going to take a little bit of yellow and add some in it. Just a little, just for some highlight. And I'm going to use my Q-tip and blend. Now at home, you'll be able to do this a little bit more detailed. I'm trying to do this within some constraints of time. So take your time. If it takes you hours to color them in hours. It's okay. Now you notice I've got my hand on my picture, but I've kind of got it raised up because I don't want to drag my hand through the oil pastel. So I'm going to fill them in. And now I'm going to work on his dress, his robe. I'm going to fill him in with green. I'm going to avoid his buttons. I'm not stressing too hard when filling it in as far as going one way or the other for each section because I'm going to outline them. He is a cartoon, so outlining him would be ideal to make things really stand out. So I'm going to push my green or use a blue and do all of the lines nice and dark. Push hard if it's not green enough, or add blue. Okay. Now we blend. He's filling in nicely. I like this. All the way. Fill it in, fill it in, fill it in. We're almost there. Boom. Okay. And the last thing we're going to do on him are his orangey colored buttons. So let me grab my orange. Do some orange and some orange. And then in the middles, I'm going to put some yellow and some yellow. Blend, blend. His eyes are blue. And black in the middle. So blue, black in the middle. For your background, you can color it any color you want to. I'm going to leave this undone for now because I want to show you how to outline them. So once again, feel free to fill in the background whatever color you want it to be. It's going to remain white for this sample one, just because I want to be able to get to the outlining. Outline all of your pencil lines that are not already outlined. What I like to do with the ones that are partially outlined, like this, it is outlined, but not solid. So I like to do part of a line. Up and around, just some of the black is going to outline, but not all of it. Kind of a dotted line, for lack of better words. All right, we want to do his mouth. See, just some of your lines. I think I got, oh. All right, so that is our adorable little Dopey. What you'll want to do, as every artist, I'm going to sign your artwork. Remember, this is a reproduction of Dopey. This is not for resale. Do not paint this and try and sell it off as your own. That is copyright infringement. This is an art lesson on the character, not necessarily for a sale of the character. So be mindful of that. Give Walt Disney and his Imagineers the respect they deserve. And thank you for joining me. I really enjoyed doing this adorable little guy. And we will talk to you for our next lesson. Bye.